Hello, this is Eric of NotBios, and welcome to my review of Dr.warm heated glove liners. So these normally you would put inside gloves over top of this. However, it can keep your hands warm to a point if you don't have gloves, but we'll get onto that in a bit. Now let's get started. Here's our box for our Dr.warm product, and on the back we have our details. This particular one is G28, that is the model number, and we have a few other little things right on the side here if there's any details you wanted to see about this particular product. And the one I got is large size, and most of the time for gloves I wear small or medium, so these ones size a bit smaller than you'd think. So if you're normally a large, you might want extra large. If you're normally a medium, you might want large. Just to note that fact, because let's show you how my fingers fit in this here. So right now I have it all the way on, and my fingertips are pretty much at the end. And like I was saying, I wear either small, which small is always snug on me, or medium. So the charger comes with is a nice compact charger compared to most of them, with you be able to charge both batteries. So to charge the batteries, it uses standard batteries that most of these use, which is not USB. It's this type of connection right at the end, right here. And you simply slide in the adapter on both batteries, as you see. And then you just plug it in and it charges away. There'll be a red light at the back. And once it's charged, it will either go off. I believe it actually goes green from red, if I'm not mistaken. I've only charged them like one full time. I charged the time I got it, plus one other time. Well, these work quite different than most other gloves that I have that are heated. So I'll take the battery here and I'll stick it in its charging port. And I'll insert the battery into the glove itself. So this is a smaller size battery, not the upgraded size. So it fits here, and you do have a little bit extra room. Do not fit it sideways unless you really want inconvenience. So if you fit it like this, you get more of a bulge this way, especially if you get the upgraded battery, and then it's going to be more uncomfortable. So suggestion is probably have this part downwards, I'd suggest, but yeah, if you want upwards or downwards, it's not a really big deal. Fits either way. Put the zipper, and of course remember you have that little extra pouch at the top. Now to turn it on, normally most gloves I have to actually hold the button down, but this one, you press it. It starts on high, then it goes to medium and low. Now for battery life, on high we have about 2.5 to 3 hours battery life. Then we go to 4 to 5 hours battery life. Then we go to 6 to 8 hours of battery life on low. So there's no holding it down. So it's easy to end up bumping it, turn it on, just to note that fact. Now, how does it heat up? It heats up at the finger tops, not the bottom, not the side, just the top, including the thumb top. On lowest setting, you're barely going to notice the heat at all. So you might want to do a medium setting if you want to keep it somewhat warm, and it doesn't get really hot. Now, if you're on high, it gets fairly warm, and medium gets kind of lightly warm, and low is barely even noticeable. So keep that in mind. You'll see there's little pads on the finger, and that allows you to use it with mobile phones, so it is touch sensitive. We have a glove right here, and I'm going to turn my phone on, and let's see if it does a touch screen thing. You can see I enter my passcode. I'll just do that right now. I really can't see very well on the screen, but you get the gist of it. I can use my phone. Durability. I haven't got a chance to test that out much. I've used it at work one time so far, and I've used it in general. So for long-term durability, that is something I'll need you to ask if you're interested in knowing. So far, as a new glove, it's holding up as it should. Now, the upgrade battery versus the regular one, let's take a look at that. So we've got our regular battery here and our upgrade. So 2200 versus 2600, that should give you a little bit longer battery life, not a huge difference in size, as you can see. You might think, well, why get this and extend my battery life a little bit? Well, the idea is you change this out and you switch between them to make sure you have some battery life to use. So this is more likely going to be 3 to maybe 3.25 hours of battery life on the highest setting, and increase you to about 4.5 to about 5.25. And on low setting, it'll be about 6 6.75-ish of an hour, up to maybe even 9 hours of battery life. So the extension will help a bit. But if you're like me, you work 10-hour shifts and you'll want the longer battery life for the extra security, especially if you run higher than low, which I'm going to do. I run at medium or high only. Low is just too low. Let's just see. I'm going to press a bunch of times and watch it. See, it's working every single press. Not a problem. So that's a good thing. And we can see little words here. But what do we want to see as well? You might want to know what this material is made of. So let's check that out. Here we go. And we can see the material, which is 100% polyester. That's the shell. And the lining is 100% polyester. What are the concerns you may have? For me, it's the fact it heats up the back of the fingers, for me personally, and the front of my hand can get a bit cold. I would have preferred to have it between the side of my fingers, or even in front of my fingers, or around my fingers, but I can see one reason they did that. That's the back. Because when you're working, you're using the front of your hand, and what if you damage this front part? It's still going to work because of the back, right? Right. So that is the difference in this. I put my liner inside the glove, and then I have warm hands, especially with workplaces. A lot of them require you wear a certain standard. In my case, I'm not allowed to wear these on site because of the standard they have that you have to wear their particular safety gloves, but I can wear this underneath and get some warm hands. Now, this kind of glove right here, this one gets super warm and I have to hold the button for like 3 seconds or so to turn it on. This one has 4 different settings and it shows the battery life on these particular ones right here. There's no meter that tells me the battery life of this. And how about these ones here? This is another actual glove. This is one of my favorite ones, but these ones heat up super freaking fast. So if you want something that heats up super fast, this is it. And this one, I really like this one here. And it comes with a huge battery, 5,000 milliamp hours. That's even basically almost twice of the upgrade battery. See, the upgrade battery, it sticks up a bit. You don't have to worry about that part. You flip the lip over and you cover your battery. So for those that show, look how wide it is this way, it's tall. Use the tall height and save yourself a bit. Can you fit the 5,000 milliamp batteries in there? Sure, but you're going to risk your gloves because it's so darn tight. Would not recommend it. You'll break your cable, and so don't use the huge batteries from this glove in there. Most of my heat liners, actually none of my liners, show me battery life. It's the actual gloves that are showing me the battery life, and then I press them to have different colors. That's how most of them work. And then you hold for a couple seconds, and that's off. How do these liners compare to other ones I've used? Raiment Heat, and that Raiment Heat glove actually heats between the fingers. It's actually super comfortable, but the durability is so-so. And the battery, again, it comes with this 2,200 milliamp hours. And the Raiment Heat heats up your wrist. And some people don't like that. If your wrist is exposed, you'll love it that it heats up the wrist itself. Now for my personal favorite gloves, but minus the price, which wasn't worthwhile, which as far as I'm concerned is not available on Amazon anymore. At least when I looked for Amazon Canada, it showed unavailable last time I checked, are Ewol. And this one comes with a bit bigger batteries. These ones are 3,000 milliamp hour batteries. So it has more capacity, but you'll see why I like these particular ones and why I don't kind of like them. This one doesn't heat the thumb up. What if I get cold thumb? Too bad, so sad, but it heats up the fingers and it gets really hot. The fingers, no heating the wrist, heats only where it should, but not the thumb. That's the part that really kind of kills me. And this one, just like all other ones, connect with the same connector. And in fact, every glove I showed you, including the liners, all use the same connection. So that's cool there. So you connect your battery here, but then you see this other socket on this other brand. That's so I can charge without removing the gloves. But on Amazon Canada, let's look at Canadian prices for a sec, $129. This was $329. That was not worth that money, especially when it didn't heat up the thumb. Now, in American price, this is going to be around $100 to maybe $110 or so. But that's up to you what you want. Worthwhile option? Sure. Depends, again, what matters to you. This heats up my nice fingers, not just around the fingers. It heats up all around the sides and the back. It's lovely. Well, there's a lot of options I never reviewed. I had heated socks before, and I loved them. Other than the fact that the weight of the battery caused slip down. Had to wash it through by hand. I washed it through the washing machine and broke the power cable. Not cool. So what I use now is heated insoles where I have to wash them every day. If you work, you get sweaty feet, you'll want to wash your socks or else it's going to stink. But these ones, nice option. You put this around your leg or whatever. And comes with a decent sized battery. Recommended, sure, but it heats up slowly, not like the heated sock, which is much more comfortable for heating. But that's an option if you look for something warm. Now, heated vests. I actually own 2 different models. And I don't buy super expensive Milwaukee price things. This here cost me only $100. It's probably the price you'd be buying it in US dollars. The zipper broke on this one, but usually I just tuck my shirt around it. This is only a vest. And power button's right here. Now, what makes this vest worthwhile? There we go. Gonna hold the button, turn it off. It comes with this huge battery pack that has the battery life listed on it, so that's a big time bonus. However, this material is kind of sweatyish. The zipper's too thin, and that's why it broke. You might be thinking that's maybe a one-off. I bought 2 of these, and both of them had the zipper break. You might be thinking, oh, it's the wrong size maybe. I got 2 different sizes, one large, 2 large for me, and another one, and the zipper broke on both despite that. So that's that. Now, how about the other heated vest I had? It's not as comfortable. I gave it away. And this one, out cool. I'll leave a link below so you can get this one at a decent price with a decent battery life. Nice, warm, cozy. Stay warm this winter and enjoy your life, especially when you're at work. Now, if you want to see more reviews of different products, don't forget to subscribe to Not BIOS. I do a lot of computer tech, computer repair, even movies. So I have Extreme the Movie, and I have part 1 and part 2 so far at this time, and eventually I'll be doing part 3. Now, if you want to see more products or have any questions, leave them in the comments below. You can also contact me in Discord. Using my Discord is free. And of course, as long as Discord allows me to use it without paying a fee, that'll remain the case. Thanks again for watching, and have yourselves a most wonderful day.